that nobody really looked at them very much. So really love to see that coming in. Talking about utility, though, Max, I do want to just point out the smokes for rejects looked really, really good, actually. They had an idea of what they wanted to do, and they were doing it as much as possible. I really liked the smokes coming out from them. It just gave them a little bit more space to work with and just really effectively blocked out DK sightlines.
Yeah, as Blank said, another team now that became a Nimbus Cloud. It was not Doran, it was the entirety of Reject. I really enjoy that one. But no, Reject, as you said, really good piece of utility, keeping them safe from the off angles of APG. And one good point spotted out by John during this game, actually APG going for a revive to then deny just takes the extra point out of the equation. It's a small thing, but again, when you're competing for top 3, that could really have such a big impact that could really have a devastating effect on the leaderboards.
I mean, we saw last year, right? Last year's PMGC was decided by just 1 point, right? So, I mean, anything you can possibly do, you got to pull all the stops out right here. By the way, nice little setup there on the bridge from GS. That shut down Tianbuff, and with that one, I think they are completely out of this match, man. But you know what? I finally figured out what chips, kind of chips is, Max, man. It's ice chips. That man's cold, dude. So cold towards the end. I kid you not. Ice water in his veins. When it comes down to like those super clutch moments, he shows that, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. Beautifully done there.
It really is just levels of rivalries like Sanji and Zoro in One Piece. They're just like, I'm MVP, I'm MVP. I love that kind of storyline. Someone needs to make an edit on Instagram. That will pop off, I'm telling you that much, but it would be great. But
edit of this.
So, 1, the 2. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, I feel you, bro. I would do the same thing if I were you.
You know what I love though? That's insane. This is insane. But you know what I love? It's like, listen, guys, Falcons, it wasn't you. It was just Doran, because he turns around and goes the exact same way. Doran, man. What an MVP coming in here, Max.
I could just hear Novalu say, oh, bordel, right after that.
The rotation
anger coming out. But another military island, Hot Juice. I mean, are we going to get a third one? Okay.
Bring it back. Let's go.
Hey,
one more time.
Oh, my. I can't even break down rotations here, but of course, teams that go on the bridge rotations early on are going to be given a significant advantage. D+ here, though, taking it a bit slower, able to play the northern edge instead, and pushing away Reject. The Reject, good plan from them, Niptura. Respectful. We don't want to take an early game fight and take an early casualty. That's really going to hinder our chances for a win. But everyone's fighting, and D+, big chilling. We got the high ground.
You know what? I got a question.
I got
a question. Natura, I got a question for you, right?
Yes.
When it comes to Reject, all right, would you want another military base finish, right? And the reason why I ask that is because back-to-back militaries, they put up some decent points, right? But the problem is, Loops put up 9 eliminations. You can see it right there. And that, the difference was 23 points. So even though they put up 14, they only move up 5. So if you're Reject, do you even want to go military again?
You know what? I actually wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all, because I think it would be an interesting thing, because we see D+ get the back-to-back. We see Rejects get a back-to-back top 2, right? So I'm very interested to see if it does go there again, how they're going to play it. My only concern would be other teams now are going to be trying to do something different so they're not predictable, and that might put RC in a little bit of a disadvantage.
Just drop there at that point, just with APG, for all the means, just send it. But no, looking at the leaderboards, I feel like we have to seal the fate of some teams here, Holdrix. Team Secret, 0 points. Tiamba, 0 points. For me, game over. For me, those teams, you're going home after this. I don't see a comeback, not only mathematically speaking, but also in terms of their presence on the battlegrounds. It's just, we haven't seen anything. So for me, Team Secret, Tiamba, it's game over.
I agree 100%. And that's going to mix things up for sure, right? Because right now we're going to have 2 teams for sure that we know are not going to make it to that last chance stage. And guess what, Neptura? That means they got nothing to lose.
Yeah, that is so true, especially when you go, it's the final Erangel, we can just go all for it. Game 6 as well, it's going to be the final game, we can just go all out. And yeah, as we look at these leaderboards, there's reason to do that, right? The top 3 looking pretty solid, maybe down to 6th place, could really just try and snatch that 3rd place away from GOAT, but it's looking like the first 2 now kind of have run away with it, Max.
I'm looking at the bottom of the leaderboards in particular here. Reject 65 points. They started off the day with 38, man. They're having their best day so far by a significant margin too, and they're just shy of pushing themselves finally out of the bottom 5 hot tricks, but they need to keep going. They can't stop now. Reject, if we want to see one Japanese team in the finals, it can only be them.
Well, let's see if it's going to be, but get your popcorn ready. We're going to be right back after this break.
Ingin meloloskan tim inilah ke grand final karena 2 kali PMGC kita nggak loloskan. The emotion driving me is like probably a bit of regret. We were so close, especially in the last game. We were top 1 and then we dropped down to top 3.
이제 저희가 작년 세계대회 우승했던 것만큼 압박도 있고
去年はなかなか世界大会優勝、PMG を優勝ということもあって、モチベーションがなかなか保てずにいて PMGC に出場することすらできなかったんですけど I would definitely say I'm coming back for redemption this time. I believe this is my moment to win PMGC this year. I have a really good team. We prepared really well. So if there's a chance to win it, I think this is it.
쉽다고는 생각 안 하는데 저희가 또 PMGC에 왔으니까 저희가 열심히 하고 또 실수하지 않으면은 우승할 수 있다고 생각해요.
Senang banget sih di saat ini kita bisa kembali lagi di PMGC yang dimana kita salah satu tim satu-satunya Indonesia yang bermain di sini. 私たちはこれまでにも世界の舞台で強烈なデビューを飾り、このチームがどれほどの実力を持っているかを証明しました。チームメイトを信じていますし、再びやり遂げられると本気で思っています。I would say I want people to remember that I always tried hard and no matter what the result, I showed up in a good way. Sekarang waktunya kita untuk membawa piala ke Indonesia lagi. 目標はシンプルです。グランドファイナルに進出し、世界タイトルを取ること。今回は PMGCトロフィーを持ち帰ります。
저희가 더 열심히 해서 꼭 우승하도록 하겠습니다.
We're getting closer to find out which 3 teams will be going to the finals from Group Green and which 5 teams will be eliminated and which 8 teams are going to go to last chance. I'm joined by none other than Snape from Alter Ego. Alter Ego currently not having the best performance day in comparison to what we've seen in the past 2 days. For this squad, what is the plan for the remaining 3 matches to make sure that you can actually get up there in the top 3?
Guys, kalau kita lihat performa AE sekarang tidaklah begitu yang seperti kita lihat dari hari-hari kemarin. Ya, apa rencana AE dan juga Snip buat sisa 3 game lagi nih?
Paling dari kita karena 3 game sebelumnya nggak berjalan baik. Game 3 selanjutnya mungkin kita harus menjaga dari kayak mentalitas dari setiap individu ya. Jadi kayak dari kepercayaan diri sama semangat tuh harus yang kayak kayak biasa aja lah. Yang kayak ya tetap harus percaya diri sih. Itu paling dari sisa 3 match-nya. Kalau dari segi makro nggak begitu banyak berubah lah.
Yeah, I mean, we not really perform on the first 3 match. I think for the last remaining 3 match, it's the game of like mentality. I think for each individual, they still need to like prepare their mentality. They need to be that confident. It's because right now it's not about macro, it's not about micro, it's about the mentality itself. So we're looking forward for the next 3 game.
Okay, well, I'm hoping that mentality is going to shine through. I'm pretty sure all of Indonesia is going to be hoping for that. Thank you so much, Tarima Kasi. And I have none other than Rafinha here from Loops Esports. It feels like history is currently repeating itself. Last year at PMGC, you were able to qualify to last chance via 11th place. Right now, you are in 11th place as well. How will you be approaching the last 3 games to make sure you can make it to last chance?
Então, ano passado, no PMGC, vocês acabaram classificando para o Last Chance em 11º lugar de novo. E agora vocês estão no mesmo lugar. Então, como é que vocês vão fazer esse approach para o próximo jogo, para os 3 últimos jogos finais?
Bom, a gente está aplicando hoje aquilo que foi planejado nos 2 primeiros dias. E a gente vai tentar manter essa pegada. Começamos muito bem as 3 primeiras partidas. Então é manter e o top 3 ainda é uma realidade. Então continuar mirando sempre no topo. É isso, atingiremos.
So, we would continue to apply all the knowledge that we have in the game, and we were planning for the two days. But we are really happy. We started with like 3 very good matches, and we are happy. We are aiming for the top 3, and yes.
Hopefully that's going to be the case because good thing you had those 3 matches. You have had a resurgence from Reject. You see OG as well currently playing with nothing to lose. Those teams are 18 and 19 points away from you. In the last 3 games, do you think that Reject or OG can catch you?
Então, a OG e a Reject estão bem próximos de vocês, né? Estão ali entre os 19, 18 pontos. Você acha que eles conseguem pegar vocês?
Never.
Ooh, no need for translation on that one. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The final 3 games of Group Green are coming to you.
Never. That's what I like to hear right there. That is how you do it. I'll tell you what, though, from never to always, man. We got to show love to the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone of PMGC 2025. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory, empowering every gamer to be the one and outplay the rest on the global stage. I'll tell you what, Loops. need to apply all that knowledge and then some if they want to make it into the top 3, because mathematically it's still possible, right, with what we have left today. But it's going to require a massive game here and now, because these teams in the mid
So I'm still waiting for his moment. He was, for a time, right, the new generation of top-tier players from Americas, and unfortunately ever since the end of last year we haven't really seen that kind of rise to fame and glory from Ratoboy. But I believe, Loops, you know what, there's still time, there's still 3 matches, there's still an opportunity for them to make that ascent.
Yeah, let's see if they can make that ascent coming up soon. But you know what? We heard. Oh, we're close for sure. I think that we're going to see these next matches heat up like crazy, because I mean every single one of these teams, they don't want to go to last chance, right? They want to make it into those finals. So how much percentage do you think we're going to see like the gameplay level up in these last 3 matches? What do you think?
I think 50%. I think 50%. It is a big increase, because I think these teams are kind of holding out just a little bit, but they're definitely doing a lot here already. There's not that much holding back, just a little bit, but I think just the intensity from everybody is going to make this a really interesting last few games, especially if we look at the 4th to 6th place, or even 4th to 8th, really, actually, because IC are at 104, and 8th place is Falcons with 96. That's less than 10 points away from a 4th place position for Falcons. So all of those teams in between there definitely going to be bringing in the heat in this next game.
I mean, if I can bring up a negative point here, it's Ultra Ego. I'm sorry, they had such a banger performance yesterday. There's nothing to show for it today. Really, this team just kind of disappeared. They've had some decent entry points and stuff, but when it comes to fights, I mean, look at this replay. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but they're just getting completely squashed, literally, by the competition. And there's still time to make up for that maybe rough start of the day, unlike Dorian, who clearly has redeemed everything here for his squad. But Ultra Ego here, Hodrix, this is the team that I need to see something from this next game, because otherwise, with how performant and consistent the top teams like APG and D+ currently are today, it's going to be tough to make that comeback.
For sure. I'm going to say it right here and now. I think we got 1 slot left available, and I think that's the 3rd place position with GOAT. Yeah, I mean, D+ have 139. They're playing so well. Alpha Gaming, they're putting up points regardless of the situation. I just think it's too tough to catch up with how chaotic these last 3 matches are going to be. That's in my opinion, you know? So, man, we just see the level up, right, towards these last game. And we just saw Doran, 7 eliminations all by himself. I'm going to tell you, if the Wolves somehow pull it out here and steal that 3rd spot away from goal, it's going to be 100% due to that one particular play. I mean, that's a huge difference maker right here, Max.
Could be. I'm actually, you know what? I want to talk about Dorian real quick. The fact that we've had so many top-tier players from Romania in the past, like, I'm sure some people are going to remember Eastern Stars. I'm sure that's going to be a callback for some people. And you had Octavian, you had Kapahalo, all those guys. And now the one player from that region, Niptura from Romania, that still stands strong and is able to perform globally from Romania is Dorian. You would have told me like years ago, I would have said there's no way, but no, he's the guy who stood up and is still here to this day.
Gosh, that's just a blast from the past. You took me back 2-3 years there with some of those names, Max. But yeah, Doran, it's so nice to see a player stand out even back then, continuing to do his thing. He's still on top. He's still got it. It's really, really nice to see, especially at this level, right? PMGC, and you're able to get 7 eliminations on your own. 1v7 in PMGC is insane.
Hey, by the way, you're talking about Romania, Texas, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, no, exactly.
We claim him now, baby. He's on the Wolves. He's rocking that USA flag. That's 100% American. I love to see that. I love to see those plays, and you know, it's these crazy moments, these clutch moments that will just revitalize a squad. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you get in these high pressure situations, sometimes you need someone to make it happen. Hey, for D+, it's chips in my eyes, right? Because anytime the going gets tough, you got to hit those hard peaks, that clutch shot. He's doing it for the squad. So, I mean, the fact that D+ has chips and No Blue going crazy too, man, I mean, it's they're looking full steam ahead to make it to the finals. I'm gonna lock him in.
While we have a
personally.
bit of time, while we have a little bit of time, I'm trying to think right now, who would be the Group Green MVP? Like, you got so many contenders, of course, Chips.
That's a good question.
You got Top for APG. Goat had some step-up players. Rosemary had some great games yesterday. Like, who would be the one to claim that one? I think it's really close. We're closer than what we had during Gauntlet, right? It showed that we kind of had a good inkling of who it would be, but right now, I'm not sure.
I think it's gonna be Chips, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because he was daily MVP yesterday. Was he? Yes. Yes, he was. And then today, we've also had a game from him where he was also MVP of that game, whereas Top has not. So Top was MVP day one, but the performance overall from Top has not been as standout as Chips continues to do. And so I think it is probably gonna Chips be just inching that one over the rest of the lobby.
That's a good pick. Who do you
I
think,
like it.
Patrice?
I think that's pretty close. I think it's pretty close right there. I think Alpha is not done yet because I think we saw them do that split in Rondo. That made me hype because I was like, you know what? Yeah, if you're gonna mix things up, you really only need one good game if you're Alpha Gaming to lock yourself in, right? The fact that they did that split and they sent Top, like one of their top fraggers out there to try to get some eliminations, I thought was a brilliant play. I think that if they get a normal set, there's no pressure at all in the squad, as opposed to everybody else, pretty much for the most part, Max.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I just cheated a little bit. I just looked. It's currently in order top 5 MVPs for day 1, day 2, not day 3. But it was Top, Nolbu, Rosemary, Falcon, and then Chips. So Chips actually way more than I expected him to. That's kind of a surprise. Wow.
I'm so surprised by that. But I suppose MVP for the team maybe isn't MVP for the lobby, right? He's doing things for the team, but maybe the other guys are just out eclipsing him just that little bit more.
Well, man, now is the time, folks. You gotta put up some points right here, right now. It's the grassy lands of Arigel for the final time today. John, Blake, who's gonna win this one? Tell me. I want to know.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like Doran's going to win this one. I don't know who he's playing for or whatever. I'm all about him, right? That seems to be the case. He could just take on the entire world on his lonesome. Wow. What a monumental achievement in that last game. But all jokes aside, it's definitely Team Secret winning.
Do you think Team Secret's getting a win here?
100%. Every time it's Team Secret. No doubt in my mind.
Maybe another Sosnovka circle, potentially. That could be certainly interesting. I think the players probably hate it, though. But yeah, we are getting another game, probably back to normality, maybe, I hope. In terms of the circle, 2 games in a row that favoured us was Reject, and their immediate rotate across towards Sosnovka was very much needed for them to try and get themselves out from the bottom 5. I think that they are very lucky that they got the double Sosnovka, but they also played it fairly well to get towards 2 endgame finishes. Not quite the chicken dinner, though. Definitely a possibility on that last match, but not quite able to pull it off. The squad's out nice and early, though. And the circle is far east, so no worries on that Sosnovka finish this time around. Alter Ego get to head up towards that north side around the Povka Mansion split, so they should have a decent start in this game.
Yeah, that east side will be the focus now. As they send it on in. Nicely drop it down here. No roadblocks around those bridges. Now, we were looking a lot at the Falcons over that last match, right? And Doran was looking at them too. But the thing that they really adjusted in those last 2 matches was the speed to which they rotated in the start of the match, right? Away from Pachinki. They have to rotate again this match. The question is, will it be as fast without the pressure of a military circle?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. Unless something has drastically changed within the calling structure of the team, I don't think it's going to be a fast rotate from them. I think that the odd thing for the Falcons is how are they going to bounce back after that last game? Getting 1v4'd is never a good feeling, even in your games at home. It feels even worse on a global stage. I do think for the Falcons,
they might be reeling from that. And again, it's unfortunate because I think the other games of the day were pretty good, honestly, and fairly successful. And even that rotate there was not the incorrect decision. And I'm hoping it doesn't set up a mental block for them going forward, because it certainly could do. I think for the Wolves, that game might have cleared those heads, though. Right, that's the big thing. You could be happy with how Doran performed there, and hope to do him proud in this game.
I mean, the difficulty, though, for all of those teams is that third place is still moving, and Go on 112 has a little bit of a lead. We were saying it before, right, that APG and DK at this point, if they're able to get 10 more points in today's matches, they've got 3 matches to do just that. They're locked in. They're pretty much locked in already. It is a question of who's going to join them. And all the way down to the Falcons have a really solid chance of getting there, right? With a good game, they're on top of that pack. From 112 down to 96, it's not easy, but a 16-point gap can be made up fairly quickly if you're able to get to those late games.
It goes hold is tenuous, to say the least, over in third place. D Plus being 10 points behind Alpha Gaming is certainly not something I would have predicted after the end of day 1, but yeah, here we are, which is very cool to see, honestly, the reigning champions having some of those life signs come back into effect. As D Plus do rotate straight away from Roshok, they get a nice east side start here for them. Towards the center of the circle as well, they should be able to get towards. But you're right, there is a lot of teams towards the middle of the pack, pretty much from 8th upwards, that can challenge for that third place. Though at any moment, there is this case that any moment Go could change that. Because if Go get a 20-point game in any of our next 3 matches, it does become very hard to catch up to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still just out of reach to really say who our top 3 are looking likely to be. We know who 2 of them are very likely to be, but yeah, absolutely. And then down towards 11th place as well, there is a bit of danger there. It's in general less likely that they'll find those big 20-pointers, but it's definitely possible, right? From probably, I mean, it would be difficult for OG and Reject to make it, but it's still just sort of on the doorstep. But certainly GS have a chance. Loops, Gen G, and 97G, they're sort of in this state of flux right now, with GS definitely behind that pack. But whose spot would they take with a big game? That remains to be seen.
Let's take a look at the center of the circle at the moment. 9Z coming in from Yasnaya. They do have an outpost down towards the south side, scouting. D Plus also moving their way. And Reject so far have done a fairly good job to start moving up towards the top side of the middle of the lobby, let's say, at least not the top side at all. We're currently in 13th place. They're still a hefty 18 points behind, though. And that, again, there's a lot of points to be gained. It does require Loops to not have a great game either. So for Reject, they just have to keep pushing all day. For GS, it's a little bit of an easier story, from 71 up to 83, and we've seen GS make some fairly decent maneuvers. It's still feeling hit or miss with that squad. For OG, only 1 point behind Reject. I think OG is the cutoff of teams that are able to get in towards last chance here, being at 64 points. But again, that is another strong set of 3 games for that squad.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very difficult. Again, we were thinking about that bubble towards the lower end being somewhere around the 90s, maybe low 90s, could be pushing up a little bit, especially given where we sit right now. It is very difficult to imagine that Tiama are going to be able to get 40 points in 3 matches. For Team Secret, 70 points, no, it's impossible. Even though they're going to win the next 3 matches back to back, it's just not happening. Imagine, you get 3 20-point games back to back, and you still don't even qualify for last chance.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, you'd be
exactly
81. Yeah, so it's rough. It's definitely rough. And I think Team Secret is the only team that is completely counted out here.
But even for Tiamba, if they go down here, then they're also counted out. Much. That would be nasty news for Tiamba. Alter Ego really want these points, though. You can see where they are on the tables right now. 5th place. They were up in 3rd. They've been up in 2nd as well. They've been dancing around that top bubble. But for now, they're in 5th with a team 1 point ahead of them, a team 1 point behind them, and plenty more behind that who would be all too willing to usurp the spot. Take some of that prize money and the all-important ticket to the finals. Goats moving in on the southwest side with APG behind them. The circle goes back out towards that western side. Erangel here is our last Erangel of Group Green. It is also the last chance to get stable points and also stabilize your position in the leaderboard. I think if you head over towards Miramar, as we've seen multiple times, some of those circles are so hectic. And the big thing about Miramar is not the fact that it can't be played well, but you get towards this end games where the circle can really only support 5 teams at most, and that's around about stage 6, stage 7. So there's less chance of you. Unlike Erangel, where you get to stage 6, stage 7, you can have like 8 or 9 teams in those circles, which gives a lot more chance to our squads to have a strong finish there. But you might just be cut out by luck, essentially, in Miramar, whether you can make it or not. You need to make sure now on this last Erangel that you secure that position and make it a little bit easier for yourself, basically giving yourself a buffer going in towards Miramar. That's most important for Go right now, because they already have a small lead. They could extend that out further. Their life becomes so much easier on Miramar, because they can just play it slow. Yeah, it's potential to be a little bit more relaxed there. You'd love to see. You do not want that pressure of knowing, oh, we need to get like a 17 elim game here to do something on these tables, etc. It's really nerve-wracking, and you do not want that on your conscience. Teams are starting to line up very, very linear down the center of this circle blank. That Yas field presence being really felt on that west side. Everyone wants access to the mansion fields if it goes northeast. It does start to splay out down towards Farm, down towards Milter, with that lumber yard on the southeast side as well. But on the north side, very much along the road south of Yasnaya. In secret, do find loops. That's a big deal, especially for the 11th place position. Rafina, lucky to get away with his life there. I'm surprised he didn't find that final shot, but they will look to see if they can finish off some more. Come on, you have to hit that, finally. Oh. 2 of his teammates sending over his head. Lovely bit of stunt driving there coming through from Team Secret. Even if they can't make the points work, they'll try and look pretty doing it. And then you manage to get, a decent chunk out of loops, and very likely to pick up another point at least. So well done, them. Congratulations. Do better next year. The big thing is that getting 2 players out from 11th place, the 11th place team, is actually a massive deal here for Reject as well as OG. Stops Loops from progressing too much and gives yet again another chance for both those teams to put up some strong points here. And with OG being able to play up towards the north side, play in heaven, this is a really strong chance for them to get a good game on here. Absolutely. They need to regroup properly, though. If they don't find it in time, teams will start to crunch in. Goat moving in from the southwest side with the Falcons out to their west. Wolves on the northwest of this still D+ ahead of them. Goat do have a challenge here. They don't really have too many options, and Genji already finding their way in the building that Killer Joe was trying to scout out. Papua Supermassive. I mean, you can't stop off there, really. It's too close to the edge of the circle. Want to get a little bit further. The 2 from Loops. GS. Everybody's sending now. You've got to. I mean, this is an awkward area of the map to be playing in. Still have Mansion in play. No one really wants to go for that just yet. They're waiting for the circle to make a true decision on where it's finishing. D+ just sends center. They're quite happy with that one to play in that position. Again, Alpha Gaming down towards the southeast side, playing it more towards the edge here. They will have to sweep through teams, but it's a team that has the capability to do that massively. Getting fully stuck into a fight just yet. But I mean, it is APG really on this eastern side. A sweep through, maybe. Upper Supermassive there as well. Probably the first team to face Alter Ego potentially around this prison mound. Tianba, hey, they still got 4 players alive, you know? They're fine. They're doing okay. They can still do it, I believe. Well, don't even know if I believe myself on that one.
You are quite optimistic today, honestly.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Loops trying to move on through and actually finding an opener to Upper Supermassive.
Yeah, at one point, those 2 players is good. Definitely good, but Upper Supermassive losing a player there to a 2-man team is pretty rough. Playing alongside this ditch, sits around the dead trees. It's a okay position for that way. Quite focused.
Newton.